This is the Warzone Gamer podcast. I know it's been a while, ladies and gentlemen. But this a little test, something brief we're going to do. This is Warzone Gamer himself, alongside the evil genius himself, Drama Center.
Yes, we're back. We're back again. It's been like, what?
Too long. It's been too long. Don't even give a year. It's been too long. We're doing something different, but let's just clear out the airways. We're doing this through, you know what I'm saying? We're going to give you how we doing it. We're doing this through our PlayStation 4s now. As you can see, we're live on Twitch. We'll do this probably once a week. You know, the time we don't know, you know, but we'll definitely have something more established within the coming weeks. But this is just basically a brief test. As you can see, we're playing, what is this, Never Alone? This is Never Alone? This is the name of this?
Never Alone. I think it was free for the PlayStation Plus. What was it, last month or this month?
I think it was this month. I think this came out this month. Yeah, this came out this month. But you know, so this is the only way we can get the audio to sound great. So if you see me pop up with this screen most of the time, it's because the audio in the game does not pop up. So this is like basically a cheap way of doing a vlogcast, but just for you guys. You know what I'm saying? I know you guys miss us, but we're back for the time being. So what's going on with you, Drama? How's the good life? Let's inform these people with the good life.
Life is great. Life is great. I've been playing Mortal Kombat 10 for the last, month and a half.
Okay.
And as we were saying before, it's like 400 matches in. Yeah. So right now I'm on the verge of just downloading Jason and Predator, I think it is, and coming out soon. That's all I've just been gaming on, just that and the other MK, which is Mario Kart 8.
Okay.
DLC as well.
Ooh, I like that little spin-off MK.
You like that, right?
Yeah, that was pretty good. Pretty good guy.
MK Madness for the last month and a half, but
Nigga.
it is great.
It's great. But yeah, man, that's what's up.
You know, getting ready for this E3.
E3. Oh.
Yeah.
I hope because, you know, from my behalf, I've been playing a lot of Battlefield Hardline. Battlefield Hardline is amazing online. That's like what SOCOM was for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause they got this mode. It's called Rescue, of course. My Twitch followers know about it because I'm always on streaming at this time. But it is so dope. That shit's like, for any SOCOM, old school SOCOM player, I'm talking about old school, like SOCOM 1 and 2, PS2 days. If you love SOCOM, you will love this Battlefield. Battlefield Hardline is the shit. You know, coming up, probably next week I'll probably come out and buy the premium membership. That's how deep I got with this shit. So hopefully come E3 I'll hear some shit about, you know, EA releasing something with the premium membership. Speaking of EA, they announced Need for Speed today.
I didn't get to see the trailer, have you?
I peeped it. It's something fast. It's not nothing like crazy. It's just
like a teaser trailer or whatnot.
Yeah. But everybody's speculating that it's Underground 3, which I haven't played the Underground series since the PS2 days. So that tells you. Yeah. Not even. I'm bugging. Wasn't Underground on the 360 when it first dropped?
Was it? I think. No, was it black?
Was it black? No, the first one that came out on the 360. Remember when I got the 360 the first time? Well, when I first got it, I got a Need for Speed game, that Perfect Dark, and what else? But that's what I'm saying. I think it was Underground. I think so. I may be wrong. But it was like the best one since the PS2 days. You know, Need for Speed games.
You know what I like about Need for Speed is like every version of the game that comes out is something different.
Yeah.
Like one point, like I think it was Need for Speed. What was the name of it? Anyway, one of them was more like a Gran Turismo simulator, and then the year after they tried to do something different. With, like,
wasn't that the new one, like the next gen ones that they had came out with? That it was kind of like a. Yeah, I know
they came out with one recently, the Rivals, but that was more like a Burnout Paradise type.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. The one that people were pissed off by it, that they're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, they're trying to be realistic.
More realistic
when there's no fun. I mean, you're going to have your people that love those type of games, but see, your average Need for Speed, like, you don't throw that in the face of a Need for Speed person, like a person who enjoys your your franchise because they know the goofiness and the you know you can't just give them a realistic game and be like, oh, here, another Need for Speed. No, this is not Need for Speed. This is fucking Drive Club. Exactly. Fucking Drive Club.
Need for Speed is more like high octane action, you know, just craziness going on and everything. But it's true. It's like, you know, if you really want to play a real racing simulator, go to Forza, go to Gran Turismo, and now Drive Club.
And it's crazy how the Forza titles are taking over the Gran Turismo people. It's like, Sony is taking too long to release their Gran Turismo games, and it's like, I don't know how much money Microsoft is dishing out to have like 1,000 people develop these games every year, but because they're coming out with another Forza this year.
For real?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They come out with another one. Yeah. They're fucking going nuts with all these Forza games. Like, really, nigga?
I would like to know, like, the last Forza game that came out, was it like an arcade or was it like a racing simulator too?
Was it an arcade? I think it was like it was a racing simulator. I mean, it's been trying to beat out Gran Turismo for so long that I think they got bored with trying to catch up to Gran Turismo, and they fucking started doing their own little spin to it, like dynamic weather and shit. Yeah. I mean, like I said, this day and age, I haven't played a racing game. Put it like this: the last racing game I played was in Grand Theft Auto, and you know what I'm saying? Like, a matter of fact, you was playing with us, right? We had all those custom matches. Yeah, so that was the last time I actually played a somewhat racing game, quote unquote. But
I mean, you can only do but so much with racing games, especially in that genre, which, you know, you're just limited from going point A to point B. It's like, how much more can you do to it to actually spice it up?
I don't know. It's like, I don't know. You know what, God? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what spices it up. And we're not talking about no shitty, oh, yeah, we're going to give you 3 wheels and you can customize your car. We're talking about, go back to Need for Speed Underground, like customization. That's what a lot of these games are missing nowadays. That's what made games fun. When you could customize your car or whatever the fuck you were doing with your character, customize them to make them look like the way you want them to look like. That's what makes a game special. And it's like, I don't know who's developing games now, but that's missing in gaming. Like, you're trying to take the easy way out. Let's make first-person shooters. No, let's make for realistic driving games. No, like, put that extra time and give us what actually meant something back in the days, which was customization. Customization was big. Like, remember when Gayson, you know Gayson, of course. Yeah. You know, remember when he would race online with us and be like, yo, he looked this car pretty dope. And then you could put those fucking lights inside your wheel. Like, that was dope. Like, when you was racing with motherfuckers, you took the time out to try to crash them on purpose just to look at their car. Like, damn, that shit look hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
Shit is so limited now. It's just ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
You know, they're just trying to make it as super friendly and casual as they can, but some of us like that deep customization shit, you know?
Yeah, because for instance, this whole dynamic weather, like, since when dynamic weather became the thing? Like, oh yeah, you're gonna like this game because you see the snow? That's real snow. Yeah. Okay, I don't give a fuck if your snow is real. Is the game fun, nigga? You know what I'm saying?
Let's be real. Like, the game, especially racing games, they look way better in trailers than the actual gameplay itself.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Like, you can actually appreciate, like, the dynamic weather within the trailer, but once you play the game, give 2 shits about that.
Nah, nobody gives a fuck about that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
especially you're going at blazing speed, like 300 miles per hour and shit.
Yeah. It's pretty fucking gay if you ask me, but it is what it is. You know, that's the news that came out today as far as EA. But if they're showing glimpses of that shit right now, they have to have something big to show come E3, because, you know, they always have their showings, they always have their own E3 press conferences. They have to have something huge, because why would you show this now? Why didn't you let it be a shocker to people? You know what I'm saying? Like, exactly. E3, oh my god, Need for Speed is coming. Maybe there was well, we heard that there was leaks, so maybe that's the reason why they released the video early. But still,
last time a Need for Speed game came out was like what, 2 years ago actually.
Was it?
Yeah, it was I believe it was Rivals.
Oh yeah, that's right. They passed up last year. Yeah. They passed up a year. Yeah.
So you're right on that. Like, you know, like they're releasing. You know, it's a 2-year game in the making, and they're actually releasing footage before E3. You know, that's what you said.
I mean, it's either that or they're probably gonna do what we've been talking about right now, customization. You know what I'm saying? So it's like today's TV. Everybody's going back to the old school TV shows to make TV good again. So what about these developers? They're probably thinking the same thing. Yo, we gotta go backwards because this new shit we coming up with, it sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You know, this day and age is harder for a developer to take chances, and you know, look at all these studios closing down. Konami, like, they in their sense, they're being greedy. Konami's being greedy.
Right.
They want to be greedy. You know, whatever.
And as we were stating before, you know, mobile gaming is big in Japan, and I guess that's the only thing they focus on right now.
Yeah.
And that's just greediness, man. I mean, Konami, they just made like these classic games like Metal Gear Solids and Silent Hills and Castlevanias. And this is what we get in the end, you know? So
it's like they acting like if we don't exist. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And that whole bullshit that Jeff Keighley used to talk about, oh, gaming is moving to mobile. Well, if it's dumbass companies like this that want to sit here and put a big ass money dick in their ass and say fuck me, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, fuck that. You go keep catering to the people that got you where you're at. Because if it wasn't for us, the people who bought your game 7 to 8 times throughout the years, you wouldn't be where you're at. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, it's kind of scary for Kojima, because now it's like, would he go indie, or will Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo buy him out? You understand what I'm saying? Like, buy him out, buy him a studio. Because Sony, believe it or not, Sony just bought a studio, brand new studio. Maybe there's something in the works for that. You know, because he wants his own shit. You know. Because that guy's a genius. I mean, he said he's done with the Metal Gear Solid franchise. Well, of course now, because he can't do anything else. Like, he's not with the company anymore. The company owns the rights to Solid Snake. So if it took for this to happen, because honestly, we all know, if Kojima would have stood around Konami, whatever, he would have made another couple of Metal Gear Solid games. But now you can say this is the end of Metal Gear Solid, because he's no longer there. That company's not going for the money that's in console gaming anymore. So where does the franchise go? You know?
The franchise right now, as far as we're concerned, is owned by Konami, right?
Yeah.
You know where it's gonna go? Straight to mobile. I could see the next Metal Gear game coming out for the mobile game as. Remember that the one that came out for the PSP that it was like little cards, little card games and stuff, like portable ops.
That is so gay.
And stuff like that. Yeah, it's just gonna be.
If it didn't work for the PSP, it didn't work for the PSP. So why would you release some gay shit like that on, you know, on mobile?
It's not only that, it's just like wow, you know, like the Silent Hills, the Castlevanias, all these other games that they just came out with. This is it.
Yeah.
You know,
but you know,
like 30 years in the making.
Yeah. But you know what it is though too? Everybody's seeing how the dying company in Sega, you know, because they're pretty much dead as far as console gaming goes. They're seeing all the shitload of money they're making over Candy Crush, and like, damn, we want that Sega money right now. And it's like, you can't just go into mobile gaming and not have a killer app. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I know the risk is a lot more cheaper than making the next generation game, but I just hope every developer doesn't think that way. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, let's say what if in the next 10 years everything becomes indie games? So it's like, does it even make any sense to keep buying hardware that's more upgraded when you're not going to get that full potential out of it because these developers are making indie games?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, really?
Yeah. You know, these creative geniuses, that's what exactly what you're saying, these creative geniuses are making these indie games or these mobile games and everything. It just sucks, man. It sucks. I don't think we're ever going to see another mastermind like Kojima ever again.
Nah.
You know?
Nah.
It's not going to happen. This day and age, these kids are going to grow up, they're growing up on the mobile gaming era, you know?
Yeah.
So, their heroes is not going to be like our heroes. Our heroes are like Kojima,
Miyamoto,
and you know, these people who actually created like solid games.
I mean, well, you know who's actually taking that crown right now, and they're still making games to this day? The developers at Naughty Dog. They're creating classics that are gonna live with us forever, and that's probably like the only company right now that's actually making games that are like that make you feel like you should care about that character, even though these characters are fake. But it makes you feel like I feel for that character. I know what he's going through. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get that anymore.
I mean, The Last of Us just proved like that was one emotional roller coaster. That shit.
Hell yeah.
Insane.
Hell yeah.
You know? Sure, like you want to be invested into these characters. You know, you don't want to sit back and be like, oh well, you know, let me just play this for like 2-3 minutes and just move on. No, you want to be emotionally invested into these characters.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get that unless they're from big time studios like you said, Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog, yeah.
Even Rockstar.
Oh yeah, Rockstar. How could I leave Rockstar out? That's fucking. Sorry, Rockstar. Yeah, Rockstar. They're definitely in there. Like
GTA 5. We already know. Spoiler alert. Like the last mission in Grand Theft Auto 5, you couldn't choose between one or the other. You just
went with your heart. Yeah, you went with like, nah, I made money with these motherfuckers. I can't do this shit.
And why? Because you was emotionally invested into these characters.
Yeah, and that's what the key is now. That's where you could tell who cares about your dollar and who don't. Like,
right.
If a developer is gonna make a game for you, it ain't no, oh yeah, because I just want to make a quick buck. No, if I'm a developer, I want to go for, I want these people to love this game, and as they fucking fall in love with it, I'm gonna come out with like 8 parts to this shit so they can enjoy it. That's where you make your money at. Now, I just want to hit and that's it. Because I was thinking about some of the other games that came out in the past, like damn, what happened to these titles? Like, they disappeared off the planet of the face of the earth. Like, it's crazy, man.
They just crashed out hard, man. Let's just do a little throwback. Remember PsyOps?
Oh, best game ever. I still got that disc there. Best game ever. Hell yeah. THQ, man. Rest in peace, man.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that company.
TH fucking Q, man. Insane.
That's crazy, man. Like Konami, once Konami's done now, like, this is pretty much it. Like, all we have left right now is like you mentioned, Naughty Dog, Rockstar.
Yeah.
You know, and I want to know what's going to be the next studio to come out there and show us something original. You know, give us the passion of gaming back again.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you, but just the way I feel right now, like I just feel like everything I'm seeing right now is just like the same old.
Rinse and repeat shit.
Yeah.
And it's not even that. Okay, if you're gonna do some rinse and repeat shit, be unique about it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
Be different.
Yeah.
Like, you know, right. I think Microsoft, and you know, I'm not trying to make no console war bullshit because I could give 2 fucks about that shit. At the end of the day, these kids is the ones that's crying about, no, they sold more this month. I don't care about that. My whole shit is, Microsoft made every developer feel like it's okay to keep coming out the same bullshit because it's gonna sell. Right. Halo, Gears, Fable. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they installed this shit into these kids that are adults now or teenagers now, and they feel like it's okay to keep spending. Well, it has changed this generation because you see a lot of people didn't fall for the bullshit this generation, but last generation when we was doing Warzone Game podcast through Podomatic, you know, we spoke about this shit. You seen how every website was talking shit about, oh, the Xbox One continues to outsell, and they'll have this greedy fucking money smile on their face, and it's like, now that it's the other way around, they report on it, but it's like they skim through it. Like, you know, we press fast forward on the fucking, you know, on your buttons, whatever. It's like they don't care anymore. But getting off topic, you know, these developers continue to keep making, you know, the same bullshit, and it's like, you know, Microsoft allowed that to happen. They, the ones who said it's okay to do that, because again, they can't, and I blame Activision as well too. How many Call of Duties you want every year?
Exactly.
Every year, dog. Same thing with this Halo shit. They rushing that Halo. Listen, I'm telling you right now, this Halo fails, I could see Microsoft spending big dollars to buy Bungie right back off of Activision.
Oh yeah.
Trust me.
And the thing is, it's like, look what Bungie did. You know, they went on.
Benji.
Anyway, Benji.
Oh yeah.
Little inside joke.
Oh yeah, Benji.
But yeah, but Benji. Let me tell you something about Benji. Anyway.
Yeah. Like it's
people went out and they created Destiny,
which was a phenomenal game, and I understand. Now I'm not as upset as I was before about the game, because when I ended it, I was like, "You fucking kidding me? This piece of shit." I was pissed off. But I see why they did that, because that 10-year cycle, that 10-year product they wanted to give you, it's coming with all this DLC shit, the continuation to those stories, and it's like, damn, I should have played the patience game. But you know what? I thought Benji. I thought Bungie. I said, you know what? Fuck it. You know, I'll just play the online. And you know, I told you this. The ranking system pissed me the fuck off. If they can have the ranking system different from what your progress is in single player, then I'll be okay with the multiplayer on it. But the fact that you're combining the multiplayer with, you know, with the single player ranking is like, okay, so where's my stats for the shit I've done? It was just so unbalanced, and I was just disappointed with that product from, you know, from Benji. AKA Bungie.
But it was a fun game.
It's a very fun game, and if you know, for right now, because I think they even had that shit for like $10-20 at Best Buy. If you can pick it up for $20, pick it up. Especially if you never played it. If you got 3 friends that own a PS3, PS3. Well, it's on PS3, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PS4. If you have 3 friends that don't have it or never played it, I think it's a cool adventure to go on. And it'll probably be better for you, because if you buy the season pass, the story doesn't stop for you on that disc. It continues on DLC. So, you know, if you're gonna rock out, if you need some good story-based games, it took me about 4 days to end the game. So, I would say definitely jump on it. You know.
So it's a pretty short game, man.
It's a solid game. I'm not saying it's the best game, but it's solid. You know?
It's different. It was a different approach. They just went a whole different way and all that stuff. And they try to infuse bits of MMO and FPSs and just put them, smash it together. So I guess it's like a casual experience for you know, those who are willing to jump in and try MMO for the first time.
It has, and it doesn't even feel like an MMO. And that's the crazy part. It doesn't even feel like an MMO, but it was just, you know, the hardcore as far as multiplayer is there. There's a lot of cheesy shit that goes on too, but it's the ranking system that doesn't keep you one with the game. Like, don't get me wrong, the maps are laid out dope. You know, the game is fun online, but it's just the ranking. You feel like you're not playing for nothing. And that's the thing, though. I want to feel like I'm achieving something as I'm playing this game. But, again, I guess that's something that they'll learn, just like we're learning with this podcast right now.
Right.
You know, we're going to go back, listen to this shit, and just figure out from here where we take it, you know? But we just freestyling at the point, you know? Yeah, it's awesome. It feels good to be back, man. And, you know, hopefully we continue this every week. But I know on a daily basis, if you want to catch me, I'm always on Twitch streaming, playing Battlefield Hardline. Or I'll just probably do some shit like this where I'll just be dolo by myself, play indie games like this, like games that I would never try out. I'll try it with you guys. You can hear my expressions on it. You can hear my thoughts on the game. You know, just different shit every week. But you know,
the game does look beautiful.
What, this one that I got on pause right now? This is what I got on pause right now. Yeah.
It does look beautiful. Like, from what I've seen, it look like it's like a lot of snow stages and stuff like that.
Oh, you know I love snow, dude.
Yeah.
Hell fucking yeah, no matter.
Okay.
But you know, I was looking at some old E3 footage as far as, you know, the Sony press conference, and you know, it was just a solid press conference, I could say, but it was just more indie stuff, and that's like the topic we had earlier as far as indie goes. I don't want these consoles to end up being these indie things, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, where's the games like H1Z1, DayZ, like the games that they spoke about last E3? Why aren't we hearing anything about it now? Another game that was announced 2 E3s ago, PlanetSide 2. Where's that at? That was a free-to-play game. That was supposed to be out when the PS4 first came out. So it's like, where are these games that you so-called have for us? And I hope, you know, and this is coming from Sony because they like to do this shit because they did it with the Move. But I hope they don't jump out the fucking window and hold back all this shit so I can have Project Morpheus implements on it. No, I want shit from this built from the ground up with this shit. That's the problem with the Vita right now. We was just talking about this shit. That's the problem with the Vita. You keep, you know, oh okay, just, you know, that's Uncharted. Fuck it, throw it on there and just add the buttons that we have on it. You know what I mean? Like the button scheme that we have, the touch screens. No, make original shit for these fucking you know, these things you keep coming out with as far as Morpheus, whatever it is. Like for me personally speaking, I don't mean to cut you off, but me personally speaking, Morpheus should have came out hand in hand with the console. We all know you can't drop something a year or 2 years after the console done release because the install base ain't gonna match what you're trying to sell.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? Like the Nintendo Wii was so successful to motion gaming because it was built around the shit. You understand what I'm saying? And we know it would be impossible for Sony to sell us Morpheus and the console at the same time because it should be expensive. But
exactly.
Ideas like this should be saved for the next console where the cost is cheaper to have this product in as a bundle on your console. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
You're absolutely right. And it's true what you said about, you know, going back with the games, like Planetside and Daisy and all that stuff. They might be geared towards on Project Morpheus. And let's not forget a big game that was revealed like 4 years ago, The Last Guardian.
I don't even like talking about that game no more because it got to a point where IGN, game trailers, all these people just gig on it. Oh, let's see if Sony does anything. It shows Last Guardian. Always trying to be comedians about something. Like, you're not funny. Do your fucking news and go fucking home, bro. It's corny, bro. Like, whatever.
I'm pretty sure, bro. I'm pretty sure if this Morpheus thing, like they're trying to push it out there, they're probably gonna try to push this game.
Yeah.
It's one of the selling points for it.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just been too long. It's been too delayed and all that stuff. And it's the same thing with like Planetside and all these other games they talked about. It never came out, never saw the day of light.
Yeah.
Most likely it probably would be from Project Morpheus.
And that's the thing though. It's like, why ruin? I mean, I've never played no Ico games, whatever it is, but why ruin an experience that people was waiting for when this shit was supposed to come on the PS3? This game.
I remember.
You understand what I'm saying? Why ruin what people have been waiting for just to sell a fucking bullshit ass? I mean, I don't know what Morpheus is. I never used it, but we get the idea. The Virtual Boy. That was pretty much.
That's basically. Yeah.
You know, but you know, if you're gonna sell this product for because I was just telling you this with that whole price drop shit. If you think you're gonna sell this headset for $200. Prepare to see this shit drop in price just like that PlayStation TV.
Wow.
Prepare.
Which, folks, you can find it right now for $39.99.
$40 at GameStop.com. And if you go to Best Buy, they do a price match.
Incredible.
Which I would say pick it up.
Promotion.
I would right, pay me, Sony. But which I would pick it up because I think honestly it's a good device to have in the house. What ruins, and I've always said this shit, what ruins, you know, hardware like that and the Vita, your memory cards are crazy expensive, bro.
Oh yeah.
And it's not like back in the days where you could just throw a regular SD card in there. These things are too expensive, man. Way too expensive.
I mean, right now you get a 64 gig right now for about $20.
Fuck all that, you could get cloud storage for like $1 a month or some shit like.
Yeah, I never understood. That's one thing, and we was talking about the Vita earlier today, how much they improved over the PSP. We forgot to mention that. The memory cards, that's one thing they fucked up on.
They fucked up on the memory card shit. I guess they feel like they're already taking a loss as far as, you know, because that's how it is. You got to balance out the losses you're going to make compared to the gains. We all know that PlayStation Vita was supposed to be $350, $400 because that OLED screen was advanced. That everything was advanced on that hardware. Then to have those small chipsets to fit on this little device, we all know it was supposed to cost that much. But they figured the way we're going to make our money back, people are going to be forced to buying these memory cards.
Right.
So that's why they probably figured, you know, this is how it's going to balance itself out. But don't be surprised if they come out with a remodeled PS Vita with bigger specs, the R2 L2 buttons, and built-in storage. Don't be surprised with like our cell phones with additional storage that we can put on it as well. Because if you look at the price of our cell phones, we pay almost $700-800 for these phones, and it's pretty much the same shit you're gonna get in your Vita. So it tells you how much Sony's actually losing when it comes to this. You know, so they gotta make their money somehow. But that's my whole thing. I always feel like if the product is too expensive to release, give it time to the shit. Like right now, I know to make a Vita is cheap as fuck. Because if you look at the way they stripped down the original PS Vita compared to what it is now, it feels cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
But it's still a Vita. It's still a great console.
Yeah. I mean, you can feel the weight difference and everything. Like
oh yeah. But you know, they always went light. Yeah, they always went light on their old PlayStation consoles. Well, PlayStation portable consoles. But I don't know, man.
If they do release a new version of the Vita and everything, they're still missing the key thing to it, which is games. They need games for it.
Yeah.
You know, and for them to actually push it out, like right now, I mean, that's basically what the Vita is. It's either a streaming device or go-to indie games.
Which is still potential on the Vita. As much as I sit here and I talk shit, I still think and believe, because I own it and I enjoy the console, that there's more you can do with it. I would say clean up that PlayStation store. Come on, we got PSP games still at $20-30. Why? Why? They even took out games. Rockstar had Manhunt 2 on the store with the last time I owned the Vita. Now I go there, they don't even have the game there. So I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Why would you take that out? I don't know, man.
They still probably got like Loco for like $40.
No, they had the SOCOM. Cause I was like, yo, I feel like buying SOCOM. $20. Why?
Yeah.
That's an old game.
That's $15 too much.
Yeah, and you could tell that. Yeah, that's way too much for a game now. You can find PS Vita games for them prices right now. As a matter of fact, what was it? It was Best Buy. They got oh man, Walking Dead for fucking $15. They had a whole bunch of shit. God of War for like $10. Yeah, they got crazy sales.
Recently, they be having like this fire sale, like you're just trying to clear all the Vita inventory out from their stores.
Yeah.
You know, so they're just trying to get rid of all the games and all the accessories and all that stuff. I don't know why. Maybe they can wait for the new Vita that's coming out.
I'm thinking there's a new Vita coming out, man. I'm thinking there's a new Vita coming out. But it all depends on developers. Unless you're gonna go nuts and say, let's throw all these indie shits on the Vita, which they're doing now. But let's all be real. There's nothing like having 4 buttons on top of your fucking controller. You understand what I'm saying? It's different.
2 extra trigger buttons, they make a
huge difference. Look at how handicapped we felt with the regular PlayStation console. I mean, PlayStation portable console. They only had 1 analog. You understand what I'm saying? So we felt handicapped.
Playing, I think it was Peace Walker.
Yeah.
PSP.
I felt crazy.
You know what it did? Yeah, in order for it to actually simulate the control style, you had to use the triangle, you know, the face buttons.
Yeah.
The camera. It kind of felt like the old school 64 button. Remember the C?
Yeah, button? C button.
Yeah. And it's just like, ugh.
But if you look at
they made it work.
Yeah, they definitely did. They definitely did. But I don't know, man. Like, they really have to reassess what they're doing with the Vita. And if they're gonna kill it off and never bring another handheld console out again, because I feel like you're wasting more money and time into releasing shit like that where you think, oh, it might work, and then when it fails, you just dead all the people that actually bought your shit. You know, the only reason why I'm keeping my fucking Vita is because all the side shit I could do with it. It's a streaming device. It still has apps. It still has, you know, ways for me to contact people on my PS4 friends list. So it benefits me for that. But if you're gonna sell your system just for it to do that, I see a price drop happen and sell that bitch for like $100, and you'll see a spike in sales. You know.
Honestly, it's the best way to play old school PS1 classics and also PSP titles.
Oh yeah, definitely. And if they can improve PlayStation Now, because I still haven't tried PlayStation Now on it. If they can improve PlayStation Now, and like I said, I've always seen PlayStation Now as the future, but it's too expensive. Way too expensive. If PlayStation Now could come down on price, and if I could stream all my games to my PS Vita, then I'm telling you right now, you're gonna have a second life with PlayStation Vita. That's what's gonna sell your Vita. If anything, I will come out with the PlayStation Now bundle with Vita. Or you get 5 or 6 months for free if you buy a Vita at $199. You understand what I'm saying? A revamped version of the Vita. You know.
Why not? Why not? Give them all even better. A whole year of that.
A whole year. Because let's say if the hardware only costs you $70 to make it, you're selling. Let's say if you know, if you sell PlayStation Now, because what is it, $40 right now for 3 months?
Right now
it's 60 for 3 months, some shit like that. You know, you're gonna take a hit, but you already took a hit when you introduced PlayStation Plus. So why can't you take the same losses? You know what I'm saying? Because look at how great PlayStation Plus is now. Some people can't even live without it. They're like, damn, I can't be without Plus. I love Plus. You know what I'm saying?
Next gen, you need to have Plus.
Yeah.
Regardless if you want to have any kind of online activity. PlayStation Plus. So it's crazy. It's crazy. It's like they need to work around this PlayStation Now. They need to kind of follow the same formula they had with the PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
Remember how when it first came out, they gave it to us for free and try it out or whatever. I don't think 7 days is gonna do it justice. We need more.
Nah. Cause so many titles you want to rock with, but like I said, it's just they're not advertising it the way they're supposed to. You know, maybe they are taking the back seat so they could resell it to people. Come E3, there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. I'll tell you that right now. A lot of questions that have to be answered as far as that. You know, but let's not be biased here because we're talking a lot of PlayStation talk. I don't want to make this the PlayStation podcast, but there's also other competitors out there, and we have Microsoft. We have, you know, another rumor rolling out as far as Gears of War trilogy. Did you hear about that?
Yes. So apparently somebody leaked out like these little gifts, those little
yeah.
Or whatnot.
Yeah.
And they leaked out footage and everything, and Microsoft apparently got mad at these people and their accounts.
No, they didn't just ban their account. They bricked their systems, bro. They bricked it, so you cannot play it no more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
They bricked their shits. You know, you're basically trying to hold the secret that everybody knew about. Everybody knew you was gonna be that thirsty and come out with another one. You know?
Nigga, we knew about this Gears of War last E3.
Which they're saying that they're not gonna do what they did as far as the Halo Master Chief Collection. They're talking about releasing one at a time in HD form. Because they're saying that's how far back the next Gears of War installment is. So basically by the time they get us a Gears of War, what is Judgment? That's when they'll... No, I think that was the last Gears of War that dropped. Yeah.
It's like a prequel or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't even think if they did that, that'll be smart because the way I feel about it is, how the fuck are you gonna release all this shit when basically at the end of your Gears of War franchise, the static was already dying out. Exactly. Like I said, the best Gears for me, hands down, is Gears of War 1. Easily hands down. And I ain't gonna lie, I still feel some type of way about Gears. I would still fuck around with that Gears of War. That was the best game on the Xbox. That game to me was like the way I feel about Uncharted. That's how dope that game was. And the reason why was because it had everything I always dreamed about when I was a kid. It had co-op, and we're not talking about the bullshit co-op that they had their fucking side storyline. We're talking about the in-game co-op. They had from start to finish. You can end the game with your friend, talk with him the whole time, and enjoy the shit like if I was in your crib. So that was
something to say that many games lack, which is crazy.
Well, they're introducing it a lot more now because we had Assassin's Creed that piece of shit. But we had that Assassin's Creed with 4 players co-op. We got the Division dropping. You're in the tea. But you know, we had games like that. But you know, like I said, Gears of War 1 will always have a place in my heart. The only thing I don't trust is the remaster shit. Look at how Halo, that shit came out when? November? October last year? This shit is still broken. It's still broken. Still broken, bro.
One of the main features that people play Halo for is online.
Yeah.
How far do you deliver a broken game, especially an online game that people have been waiting for years?
It was like a slap in the face. It felt like Microsoft said, "Oh, it's not working yet? Oh, release it anyway. People gonna buy that shit."
Yeah. I mean, the fan service was there. Like, they actually redid the map for Halo 2.
And I don't really care for the remaster shit. They could have just threw a slight coat of HD to it. I would have been happy. The fact that y'all went crazy and redid the maps, it don't even feel like a Bungie game. It felt like a 343 game. When you play it, the HD version, it don't even feel that. Even the sounds of the grenades sound funny. I didn't like it at all. But
yeah, I know, especially a person like you played a lot of Halo.
I loved Halo. That was the reason why I was so busy with gaming. Like when Halo 1, 2, and 3 came out. Everything after Halo 3 was garbage to me. Garbage. If it wasn't Bungie making it, I ain't want to know about it. And no, I'm not saying like if I never tried it, because I did try them, but they were garbage. How you try to sell Halo Wars like if it was a real first-person shooter and that shit was a RTS?
I still remember that was the old flicking date, man. Like, they actually lured you into the store.
They did.
Thinking that you was gonna get this like first-person shooter experience due to the commercial. I still remember the commercials.
Remember?
Little figurines. They looked like
Yeah.
some crazy shit was gonna happen. Like,
Mhm.
this is a first-person shooter. That's what I did.
My cousin Steve bought into that shit. Mhm. My cousin Steven bought into that shit. You know.
Switch, man.
But jumping off topic, you know, going back to Gears, you know, they blocked the kid. His console's bricked. I don't know for how long, but I guess that was supposed to be a big reveal for Microsoft this year, because like, if you really look at it, they already pulled out, to IGN standpoint, the best games to ever talk about. Sunset Overdrive. Sunset Overdrive. I can't even say that shit with a fucking straight face, but
IGN 10 out of 10.
yeah, they bugging for that anyway. Game trailers. But you know, they pulled out Sunset Overdrive, Dead Rising, what was the other one? Son of Rome? Rise, Son of Rome. They pulled out all these AAA titles that they didn't even talk of, because remember, that was the shit in the 360 era. Whenever a game came out that was AAA, they talked about the sales of the game. Where are the sales for all these games at? These so-called must-have AAA Microsoft games. Where are the sales numbers at? They want to talk about numbers. Let's talk about numbers. Where are the sales? Nowhere. So it's like, going into E3, what is Microsoft's selling point? What is their selling point?
Right now, they don't even know what they are, like who they're for. Like even last year, they were trying to find their identity. They don't know who they are, you know?
Yeah.
And that's Microsoft's thing. Like they need, going to this E3, they need to come out strong. You know, last year they delivered games, like games that we're gonna see 3 or 4 years from now. No one wants what's gonna happen for the next year. You know? Show us what's that game that's coming out, like Quantum Break.
Yeah.
Show us something. You know what I mean? Give us something.
They definitely gotta give us something. And the only reason why I'm saying, and the only reason why I'm saying I want them to come back strong is because, as you can see, Sony humbled up because they got their asses kicked last generation, which they ended up outselling at the end of the day the Xbox 360. But we all know the popularity standpoint was with the 360. They got their ass kicked. So that ass whipping made them humble up and do shit the right way. But I noticed something, and they're going right back to the Sony that was arrogant, hard-headed from before. They're not releasing titles. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they came out with the order or whatever it was, but they're not releasing the shit that made us love the PS3 towards the end of its life cycle. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the arrogance I'm talking about. Are they gonna go another year without releasing that one AAA title because they're Mr. Popular in high school? Everybody knows about them. Everybody cares about them. They're gonna live off a third party? No, Sony. You gotta pick up your fucking shit because, like I said, this is the reason why I'm kind of rooting for Microsoft to actually do something, because when the competition was there, Sony threw all the chips to the table, and they ended up fucking winning the crowd. But you know, this arrogance is where the reason why the PS3 ended up turning into shit.
This is the reason why I want Microsoft to come out the lines. Come out with the big guns out the gate so they can give Sony that push.
Yeah.
Let's release some good names out there and everything.
Yeah.
What, 2 years already, and most of the first-party games they release has been either sports, like the MLB. MLB game.
Which they own baseball right now because there ain't no baseball games out right now.
Yeah. And then old titles like Infamous and Killzone.
Yeah.
You know, mediocre titles like what was it, Knack?
Knack, yeah.
Yeah, and The Order, the movie that they call The Order and shit.
You know, remastered Last of Us.
Yeah. But again, it was something that was carried from the previous generation onto the new console, because you know, a little coding on it.
And that's what I'm saying is like, we need something new. We definitely, you know, and it's sad to say this, is just, it's bad when you're just stuck to one game. It's like the only game I'm fucking with right now is Battlefield. And it's like, if it wasn't for Battlefield, my PlayStation wouldn't be on. And it's like, damn, we need something that's gonna quench our thirst. And it's like, if Microsoft is gonna come out the works and actually do a remastered version of Gears, they're gonna pick up that audience that actually loved the Xbox 360. You know, as far as, you know, because it's been a while since we had a Gears game. It's not the same developers, of course not, but just to have one come out, it feels good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like with the Halo shit. It's like, you know, it's shit because the people who are making it. Right. This Gears, we don't know. You know what I mean? We don't know how it's gonna go. You know what I mean? Like, but it would definitely be dope to have a Gears of War remastered. Is it enough to push consoles? Maybe. You know, but we definitely need new IPs on both fronts, on both companies. You know, and speaking of consoles, did you see what Microsoft is gonna do? They're coming back out with the white console again, but it's gonna be bundled with the Halo Master Chief Collection, limited quantities. They're saying they're probably gonna release like 1 million for the United States. Yeah, but we all know what that's for. That's basically to help them boost up some numbers again.
And we also know where that's from. That's the leftovers from Sunset Overdrive.
Yo, you
shit.
This nigga's a dick.
Like, again, we're gamers. I mean, we're not biased against anybody, but we just call it as we see it.
Yeah, we don't like the bullshit. And we know they've been serving you motherfuckers bullshit for God knows how long.
Trust us. Listen, I was on the Xbox 360 hard, man. I went through like 5 or 6 of them motherfuckers, man. Like, you know that shit.
It was an addicting console because of what it did. My nigga, it was the first console. You know, because the PS2 did it. We had voice chat. But it was nothing like what the 360 was. The fact that they had a friends list that could only hold, 100 people? You know, it had that. But the fact that you can stay connected with these people. Like, granted, I'm thankful that we can have more than 100 people on our friends list. But, you know, that console did something special for us. It basically fulfilled our childhood dreams. It made us feel like, you know, we could do anything on it, you know?
It revolutionized the whole online game.
Yeah. You gotta give Microsoft props for that.
Yeah. There was no experience like the way that the 360 was. As far as the online aspect was concerned. Even the beginning years, I mean, they did have original games coming out, you know? They had original IPs and everything. And they even have original ideas. Like, remember that game, what was it, that game show they used to have? I forgot the name.
Oh, 1 versus 100?
Yeah,
That was dope.
Yeah, something different and all that stuff. So, but once they started advertising and the avatars and the Connect.
They went to Nintendo route. That's when people started noticing the bullshit. They said, wait a minute, what the fuck are you doing? This isn't the console I paid for. This is Nintendo now. You know what I mean? It's like, we already had the Nintendo. Like, honestly, we need all three companies to be relevant, because you got three different genres. In a sense where now it's only became two. You have Nintendo doing their own thing, you got Sony doing their own thing. Microsoft, I still feel like they trying to figure out what the fuck they want, and I feel like they're competing more with Apple, and it's like Apple has nothing to do with gaming. You know what I mean? Like, granted, yeah, they have dope apps on the console, but it's like, is that gonna make you dish out, well, $350 now, because the console started at $500-$600. They learned it smart. They learned the mistakes faster than Sony, I'll tell you that. But the cost wasn't, as crazy as the losses Sony was taking on the PS3. But that's another story. But
you're absolutely right. These people, I know you people out there, you probably listening to this, and it's like, oh well, these guys are biased. Listen, we have love for Microsoft as well, so I want them to succeed. I want them to actually bring out the best, because that way Sony will be on their feet and it'll be competition. I love competition.
Listen,
we can pull out this, we can pull out this.
I'll clear out the airways right now. I'm a Sony guy. I've always been a Sony guy, but I've never been biased to anything else. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I just explained to you what the 360 did for me. Like, how many fucking, alright, if I was a fanboy, how many fanboys would have jumped out the window and bought a 360? None. They don't support fanboys. They don't support the other people, and that's why gaming is dying the way it is now. I mean, it's not dying because it's still doing good, but look at where the developers are going. But at the end of the day, I like to see people get money. I like to see people succeed. I like people to make, because at the end of the day, if they ain't no Microsoft, they ain't no jobs for people.
Exactly.
So anything that's gonna help create jobs, I'm with it. I'm not with that dumbass, cause this console sold 16,000 more. I don't care for the numbers. What are those numbers doing for you motherfuckers? Nothing.
Nothing at all. And again, at the end of the day, we all gamers. If you have one system, if you follow that one system, all power to you. That doesn't make your system better than the other system. You might find certain things here and there that makes your system better or whatever. That's your opinion. But just don't go to the forums and don't go to these websites and don't start trolling, because it's irrelevant. Nobody wants to hear all that shit.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's all about gaming. It's all about having fun and all that stuff. And that's what it is. That's what we're here for, to have fun.
We're here to have fun, because at the end of the day, I don't know, and maybe it was relevant back in the days when, this whole console war shit. But, when I was playing games back before there was even an Xbox spoke about, like anybody even knew what Xbox was, we had games. Yeah, we had the debates. We used to call them debates back in the days between Nintendo and Sega. But it wasn't like, oh no, look at the sales though. Like, nigga, we didn't even know what niggas was selling. Now, this day and age, people know from the minute it's sold, from the month to, like, since when it became a thing to report about what you made for the month.
Exactly.
This ain't Wall Street, motherfucker.
Just
the fuck?
Just because Call of Duty sold 100 more copies,
which is a dying franchise, just to add.
It doesn't mean nothing in the end. You know what I mean? Like, so what? As long as you got that one copy in your house and you enjoy that one copy. Like you said, going back, like, we go all the way back, man. I remember when I had my Super Nintendo, you had your Genesis. Every time I go over to your house, I was always fascinated with the Genesis. You come over to the house, you always like the Super Nintendo games. It's always like that.
Yeah. But at the time, we weren't rich, so and when you had a best friend that lived across the building from you, and you wanted to play that one specific title, you just go to his house. And if it was vice versa. So it's like, had it been that I had more money back in the days, I would have definitely owned both, which I ended up owning later on, because I was so slick when it came to trading and negotiating. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know me, I was the hustler. The hustler.
Shout out to Lee.
Word. But so we grinded out for our shit, and we jumped off topic, but let's wrap up the whole Xbox thing, knock out Nintendo, and finish this podcast. It's running a little longer than what we expected, but it still didn't hit the hour mark. In about 15 minutes, it's gonna hit the hour mark, so we're gonna try to get everything wrapped up in the next 15 minutes.
We get through Nintendo within 5 minutes.
Yeah, but wrapping up Microsoft. For my half, come this E3, which is weird that it's gonna be what, the 14th this time. Usually it's in the beginning of June, right?
Yeah, so like maybe the 6th to the 8th.
Because I think the Puerto Rican Day Parade this year it's not even on the 6th, Kev. Nah, I thought it was the 6th. Nah, it's actually the following week, the 14th or some shit. Yeah.
Oh man.
So I think that's the week of E3. So I'm gonna see what's up, man. But come E3, I hope Microsoft knows what they're doing, because Phil Spencer, like, he does a lot of good things, but there's a lot of things I feel like he's backtracking on. I'm like, DirectX 12, y'all was talking about how this shit was going to change nothing, but since the fans felt like they needed to hear that it was going to improve the console, he ended up backing up and saying, oh no, it's going to help the console. I was like, which one is it? Like I said, no more backpedaling, move forward, take your losses, and change your identity, because right now your identity, you look confused.
Like Phil Spencer, I mean, he's a cool dude. I like him and everything, but it just seems like he don't know ways actually to how to push this system out there to people.
Yeah.
It's just like just recently I read an article talking about how he thinks, the Kinect was a waste of time. We knew this from way before. You don't need to say that. We already know to implement the Kinect to the Xbox One now was just stupid.
But the only reason why he's saying that and trying to cover it up was because this system wasn't made with his input. Remember, this is all made because of Don Matrick. Remember him?
Right.
He was the Kinect guy. He was the one who actually wanted to push the Kinect as the it thing. When they fired him, it was just like, okay, now what? Phil Spencer took the role. He's seen what were the flaws of the console, this, that, and the third. He basically stripped out the Kinect and threw the console in there by itself, and out came the $350 console, which was a promotion at one point at $350, because remember he dropped it to $400 and couldn't compete with Sony, so they did some promotion thing. Then they brought back the price, and literally 2-3 weeks later they went back down to $350 and made it permanent. Insane. It was like, you're messing up your identity, because there's a lot of people are supposed to like, oh, that system got to be a piece of shit because they drop in price faster than any other console. So people already knew that, there was something wrong there. But like I said, come E3, let's just make it look confident. Let's stop the bullshit with the DLC. Oh, we own exclusive rights to the DLC for a month. I don't want to hear that.
That was horrible. That was like the thing of E3 last year.
Yeah.
Like play, and it didn't matter what whether it was Sony or Microsoft.
Yeah.
It was like the big thing, like play it first here, get exclusive thing here.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Like I see what you're trying to do, but they made it a thing for every single game that came out.
Yeah, it was corny. Like, even when Sony opened up the E3 last year, oh, and then you got to play it first on Sony. It's like, I don't give a fuck about that shit, nigga. You know what I want? I want to make sure the game is a fucking good game. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. And we have a year exclusive in front of Microsoft. It's like fucking nerds.
But it's true. It's just like, you know, nobody cared about his, content or whatever, play first on Destiny, whatever the case is. I mean, when it came down to Destiny, it was understandable because this is the first time that Bungie was working with another platform aside from Microsoft.
Yeah.
So they were very excited because of this, and they wanted to put their own into the system. That's understandable, but when Assassin's Creed came out, I said, well, play, you play as a horse on the PS4 first.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't care, I just care about the games, and that's about it. I don't care where the fuck you play it first. Eventually, it's gonna come to us anyway, and nobody gives a fuck if I want to play a horse on Assassin's Creed first.
That's what I'm saying. It's stupid. It's fucking stupid, bro.
that was the thing. They need to scrape that. They need to scrape that shit. That shit is bad.
Yeah.
That was just bad. I think that they just let the third party just take control over E3 last year. I think that's what it was, man.
Yeah, E3 became the DLC show, and it's like, no wait, not the DLB show, but the DLC show. You know, but you know, all in all, you know, I don't want to hear going into this E3. Oh yeah, it's all about having time exclusives. I don't want that. I want new IPs, and this is coming from both. I want new IPs. If you're gonna introduce VR, talk briefly on it. If it's something that's gonna come out this year, then talk heavy on it. But if it's not coming out this year, I don't want to know about it until next year. Don't sell me on it. Don't sell me on it if it's not coming out this year. Period.
I want to see everything that's coming out from the next 6 to 12 months.
6 to 12 months. Let me see. Well, depending on the gaming conventions, because I think this year Sony's pulling out of Gamescom, which is surprisingly. So meaning that they're gonna leave everything on the table for this E3. So I don't know. Which next week, the reason why I'm not trying to get into E3 topics like too much is because I want to have next week for predictions. So as we're getting closer, I want to, you know, add on and whatever news drops, we'll discuss it, whatever. But
it's like a little taste.
Yeah, it's just a little taste. Like I said, it's the first episode. We're still working out the kinks. I hope this whole thing recorded out audio, because if it didn't, I'll be pissed. Let's move on to Nintendo, and this is where I give you the mic, sir.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
But
it's a Mario.
Well, I mean, hopefully this year. I mean, we had a phenomenal year last year, you know, with releases like Hyrule Warriors and Bayonetta, and you know, all these high quality games and everything. But here's my problem with the Wii U, and this is what I'm seeing right now. And again, this goes up, you know, same goes according to the two other companies. I want to see original new titles.
Yeah.
You know, as happy as I am to see the next Star Fox iteration come out for the Wii U.
Yeah.
I want to see something brand new. You know, and they need to really. I mean, the online feature is incredible. I even heard that they're gonna try to actually unite the friend code and for the DS and the Wii U, so they could be one universal code.
And let's just cut the bullshit. Friend code. Make it a fucking gamer tag. Stop playing around already. Like, I understand you're trying to be different, but that's OD. Come on, man.
Yeah, and it's too. Let me tell you something. When you play Mario Kart online, like you can't even talk. Like they give you like these prefix codes.
No. Well, you gotta press on the touchscreen.
Yeah, that you gotta. And most of them is like, "Hey, how you doing?" Or "Let's race now." You know?
Nah, that's gay.
Yeah, it's just so limited. It works. The online functionality works perfectly.
I'm not doubting that it does work, because at the end of the day, didn't the Dreamcast work online?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay.
It works really good, but it's just a limitation of it. And I understand that, you got kids playing your games and all that stuff. But you also have grown-ass adults playing too. And,
people that grew up on your shit.
The fuck bomb, I want to see and curse people out in Mario Kart. Be like, fuck you, man. Here, take this banana and shit. You know, and they just got to keep it a little bit more. They got to just lay back and, you know, open up the online world a little bit more. But I don't know where they're gonna go with that.
I feel like Nintendo's been limiting themselves, not the people that's buying your shit, not the developers, themselves. Because when you release this hardware, it was supposed to be next gen. No, it wasn't. It was basically a souped up version of a fucking PS3 console. And it's like, didn't you learn from your mistakes? Like, why there wasn't a Blu-ray player in there? Why wasn't there solid online functionalities? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you're not keeping your people connected because they feel like, oh, people played in the same house. Them days are gone, bro. Those games, they're gone.
They had it unlocked for the, from 2006 to, let's just say last gen, as far as, the local multiplayer. People come over or throw on the Wii U, let's play Wii Sports or whatever, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, it's gone. It's pretty much gone.
Yeah, them days are gone.
You know, it's just like they really need to open themselves up, and they need to really loosen up on letting the characters branch off into other properties, you know?
Yeah.
And man, it's very hard when it comes down to Nintendo, because this Wii U, for me, I find it as a phenomenal system, but I don't think when it's all said and done, nobody's gonna remember this once the next Nintendo system comes out.
And like I said, I've been tempted to buy it, but it's just like at that price, bro. I'd rather sit here and save my money, bro.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, and I understand they're trying to make up for losses, but I'm gonna tell you like this, from a hustler standpoint, if you want to make money, you gotta sell your shit for cheaper, so people could be gravitated towards buying your shit. And it's like the fact that you want to be stubborn and say we're not dropping price because we gotta make some type of money. Well, that's because you want to be dumb, and you got two systems that's outselling you, and they came out a year after you came out. So it's like they're being so dumb. They're being real stupid.
Like you said, like a good price mark, you know, close to $200 maybe, throwing a free game, that'd be perfect. You know, that'd be perfect right there and everything. And that will actually open up the doors for more people to gain access to the system. And again, you know, the system is very phenomenal. Yeah. But it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard sell. Like I would love to sit here. Like I would recommend a regular Wii over the Wii U. For many reasons.
It pretty much got the same shit, just graphics difference.
They do. Like, I'll be honest with you. Like, let's, you know, if you want to do comparisons, like Mario Galaxy 2, probably one of the best Mario games of all time, compared to that Mario 3D World bullshit that's on the Wii U. It doesn't even come close. You know, like Twilight Princess versus Hyrule Warriors, or the only thing that Mario Kart, that's like the only thing on the Wii U that's even worth buying right now.
Wow. And it sucks, man. It sucks, man.
You know, this is coming from me. I've been playing Nintendo games since 1986. You know, for almost 30 years already. I've been played every single Nintendo system out there. Yeah. And this is like kind of the thing. Like, I'm starting to see right now where this is they're playing it too safe with the Wii U. They're playing a little too safe. That's why I was real surprised when Bayonetta 2 came out. Yeah. And the amount of cursing and gore and sex thing that goes on.
I mean, they had something like that on the Wii. Remember that? What was the name of that shit? Mad World. Which I actually bought that shit. Yeah. Yeah, I bought it.
For its time, it was pretty good. Same thing with No More Heroes. Like, it was really good. Like, they really pushed the buttons and everything. But you know, right now they're just playing a little too safe. I mean, honestly, if you play Mario 3D World on the Wii U, it's like the most easiest game ever. Period. Like, they just made it too casual. You know, but again, they're a very stubborn company. Doesn't matter what you say to them or whatever, they will release another like Pokemon game or Animal Crossing.
Which is okay, that's Nintendo. But at the end of the day, we all know, you know, of course you're gonna have your 10 million hardcore gamers, because that's all the people that bought it, 10 million people. You know, you're gonna have those people there, but if you want those Wii numbers back, those 100 or 90 million people who bought your shit, you gotta. I mean, I don't think they're ever gonna have a successful console at that again, because it was just a one-shot deal. It was a good gimmick that worked. You know.
They're not. You know why? Because here's the problem between the Wii and the Wii U. The fact that the Wii is more simple. It's a simple system. You know, the Wii U is more complicated. It's kind of like when it first came out. It's just like, maybe this system was called something else. Maybe you could have done something, but like you said, it just confused the market.
That's exactly what it did. It confused the market. Yeah, definitely did.
You know, people thinking, you know, this is a successor to the last previous system. Okay, fine, but you're doing it wrong. It's not the way to do it.
And we know that was because they thought it was gonna sell more. Like, oh, we sell it as Wii U, which they should have just named it Wii 2. Because my whole thing is, you know, if you're trying to sell it as a successor to your old shit, I'm gonna gravitate to that number 2, because like, oh, the second installation to what they did before, and it comes with this controller that you could do pretty much Wii-like functions. Oh, hell yeah, I'm gonna do it. And it was like Wii U. It was like the logo still looked like Wii. It was like, no, they didn't do a good job marketing it. They released it on a Sunday, and there was I didn't even know it was out. I had called you and said, "Yo, this shit came out."
Yeah.
Remember that day?
There was little to no build up behind it. It's just like, it's kind of like we said, you know, they were trying to sell it like as if, okay, we already made a name for ourselves, so this is so anyway. It's not the way. That's not the way to go.
And there hasn't been a Zelda game for this console, right?
The next one they're actually coming out with, I think they mentioned it's gonna be like an open world Zelda game.
Okay.
And it should be dropping. No, it's gonna be dropping next year. They actually pushed it.
All right.
It's supposed to come out this year. Yeah, it's dropping next year.
All right. Could I spoil it real quick for you?
Yeah.
That shit ain't coming out for the Wii U. That's gonna be the game that's gonna drop. Yes, NX. Okay. That's coming out as a release title because they know Mario is not cutting it no more to sell your fucking console. You know what I mean? And don't be surprised. I'm just throwing a curveball here. Don't be surprised if this shit comes bundled with the console, like back in the days.
Wow.
And the only reason why I'm saying that is because we all know how great that shit was hand in hand for the Wii. That Wii Sports shit and the console. That was hand in hand the best shit you could ever buy. You know what I'm saying, for the console. So, being that Zelda's a huge game, you know, why not sell it at a bundle? If the system isn't gonna cost $300, sell it for $350 the way they doing it right now. Sell it for $350. Sell it like that. Why not? If it's gonna be worth it, because like I said, the power is basically the same shit we have right now, then you're gonna be caught in the dust again because you're gonna release something that's already out, and it's gonna be overpriced. So it all depends on pricing. It all depends on what you have in your console and what is the console doing.
Plus, they just need to loosen up because, like, right now we live in a day and age of Blu-rays. You know, people using the Blu-rays to make better quality and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You can still to this day, the Wii U cannot play no DVDs.
Wait, the Wii U don't play DVDs?
No, it doesn't.
What?
No.
Oh, hell no.
No, there's a restriction behind. That's what I'm saying. They need to loosen up.
That's stupid.
If it doesn't even play DVDs, that's crazy. Yeah.
That is fucking stupid.
Yeah. So they basically need to loosen up as far as they're concerned. You know, as far as the handheld, I'm not too big on the 3DS, but from what I'm reading, you know, they are releasing all these like Monster Hunters and Pokemon. I mean, they seem to be doing wildly successful with the 3DS, and I'm pretty sure they're going to continue to sell a trillion more copies within the next couple of years and everything. But if they give up on the home console, I think Nintendo will be good with just the handheld division, and that would be it. Yeah,
because I mean, if they're gonna do, and you know, these guys from IGN, well, the old IGN staff, Colin Moriarty and Greg Miller, they talked about Nintendo actually making a hybrid where it's actually a portable console, but it's a console you could have controllers for in the house. Kind of like, what console is it? I think it's the Asus. I'm not even sure, but damn, which one was? I think it was the Shield. Anyway, it's basically a portable console, but when you get home, you can attach it to your TV, and it comes with controllers. So it's like the Shield, right?
Yeah,
so it's
Shield,
yeah. So it's like, I understand what you're trying to say with that, but it's like, we all know that, you know, I don't know, man. It's just this day and age, it's hard to sell people on bullshit. It's hard. So if they do come out with a hybrid like that, maybe it'll work. But it's like, you still got your handheld that you just released a couple of months ago, you know, out there in the wild. So it's like, where does it leave that? You know?
Yeah, what they should do is they should just release that console next year. Forget this console ever existed. And just keep it simple. Controller, regular controller, traditional controller, system that plays DVDs and Blu-rays.
Yeah.
Open it up, have a stronger online functionality.
Apps.
And
because let's face it, apps are a part of our daily lives at this point. Apps are definitely a big part. And we're not talking about Netflix. We're talking about in general apps.
And that's another thing they limit to, because most of the apps they have is just basic.
Yeah.
Netflix, Amazon,
Cool Rouge.
Hulu, and Crunchyroll. That's about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's so many different, like they don't got HBO Go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't got like FSX and all these other like apps that these other systems does have.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like this is a day of streaming. People want to stream movies and they want to stream. I mean, the video game consoles is not like the way it was before.
Yeah.
Now it's just like a multimedia console.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to really open up their minds and all that stuff. And hopefully, I mean, the way they're going now, you know, making mobile games, they might just start opening up their minds for the next console.
Yeah.
But I think after this, it's do or die for them. I'll be honest with you.
Do or die, right? It's back to
It's do or die.
with the way it was with the GameCube. Like, what is Nintendo gonna do next? It's pretty much dead. You know.
And again, the Wii U, phenomenal system, but it's only for those hardcore Nintendo fans.
Nah, it's sad, man.
I would recommend it to a lot of people, but it's not.
It's nothing on there that's gonna make you want to jump out the window for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
That's crazy.
It's either hit or miss with that, but
Poor Nintendo.
23, let's see what they're gonna do. One thing I do like about them is that the E3 presentation last year was just beautiful. It was short, simple, straight to the point.
I actually enjoyed. That's the crazy part. I actually enjoyed that more than the PlayStation and Microsoft shit. That's the crazy part. You know. Are they gonna be there this year, or are they gonna do the same
They're
thing?
gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, they figure stop wasting that money on
Yeah.
E3, and I mean it's sad to see them out of it, but they're pretty much telling people themselves that they're out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're out of it. they're like their own entity and everything, and they actually bringing back the Nintendo Power Challenge that happened, or Championship Challenge that happened back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna bring that back, and that's gonna be the big thing for this year and everything. So.
And they took too long to release this shit too. And it's not even out yet. That Mario Maker.
That's another thing. So
When they talked about that shit, I was hyped. Like, yo, this shit is fire. Where is it though, man? Where is it? This shit is so whack, bro. Nintendo, man.
Just recently, they released a playable demo of Splatoon.
Yeah.
And it's good. Like I said, it's a real good game.
I knew it was gonna be good from the time I seen it. Yeah.
And it's fun. It's super fun and everything. But it's basically like it's hard to explain, but you have to play it in order to understand it. Like it's really good.
Yeah.
Really good. But I guess what gets me hyped is the fact that it's original, something different. You know what I'm saying? And that's something like if they could release more games just like that, they could be on the road as far as for the next console, whatnot. But they just Nintendo's just Nintendo. And you know what? We give them a lot of flack and everything, but it's almost as it's almost accepted.
Yeah.
We don't put them in the same category as the other ones.
I understand what you're saying from that, but it'll be different if it was 10 years ago. This day and age, you're not gonna survive just being Nintendo.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why they're expanding their market to mobile, as we spoke about before. But they have a lot of, if anything, out of, man, I can't even say, because of course that Nintendo has their identity, but I'll say them and Microsoft are neck and neck on figuring out what's next for the future.
Yeah.
And Sony has their faults too, because we have to figure out what's going on as far as your games, but that's pretty much the only shit they have to answer. That and Morpheus, but it all depends on what their whole agenda is with Morpheus.
Here's what I see. I see like Sony's like right now they're on top. They have the crown, and they just like that fat king that doesn't really want to do nothing. They just know they got the power.
Yeah.
And Microsoft and Nintendo like little peasants just trying to like, can I get a piece of that up there too?
No, the Joker is trying to entertain people.
Microsoft and Nintendo, they're kings, but like in like the rugged edge of the like the boonies of the kingdom or something. It's not. It's hard. Like, people gotta understand, like we're already, we're already in our 30s and everything. We've been gaming since we were like
6, 7.
Yeah.
Shit, I started my gaming on the Atari. I was born pretty much when the NES came out, right? 85?
Yep, NES came out 85.
Look at that shit. Me and Mario are the same age.
So, So we saw the transition. You know, we seen it. That's why it's kind of hard for us to actually sit here and kind of like accept what's going on with the gaming industry.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, you know,
Yeah, it's disgust. It's disgusting.
I'm pretty sure, guys. I mean, if you listen to our old podcast, I think we were more
excited
than what we are now.
Nah, we was like a lot more excited about, you know, the future of gaming, and it's like we were let down big time, and I blame that all on, you know, these developers going for the quick buck, you know, siding with Microsoft, saying it's okay to release the same shit every year, and hopefully this E3 is just the rebirth of what gaming is supposed to be, you know. The PS4 is basically, you know, the PS2 all over again, because the sales show, you know, the functionalities of it being a gaming console, and they made it clear when they first talked about this console that it's a gaming console first. You know, Sony catered to the gamers when Microsoft was trying to cater to every genre, and it's like, you know, gamers don't care about the shit you trying to sell. TV, like, I got a cable box, and you still got to attach the cable box to this shit. But getting off that, you know, trying to close this shit out, you know, at the end of the day, gamers only care about gaming, and, you know, that's what we're here for. And hopefully, coming this E3, that's what we get, you know. But
it's funny that you touched that, just real quick.
Yeah.
The PS2, the PS4 is like the PS2.
Yeah, it is.
We use like the GameCube.
Yeah.
The Xbox One is just like the original.
The Xbox, yeah.
Like 2000, this is 2002 all over again.
All over again. All over again.
Incredible.
But you know, for the people out there listening, because we got 3 viewers right now. Crazy. Yeah. This hopefully will grow later. Tell your friends, link us, you know, hashtag us, Warzone Gamer Podcast, whatever. Copy and paste link all over your Facebook. Let this shit grow, because you don't get gamers like us, real gamers that actually care about the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like, gaming is something that's been part of my life since I was a kid. It will continue to be something that's a part of my life until the day I die. You know?
Yeah. Also, I mean, feedback is very important.
Feedback is very important.
Like, yeah, if we feel like we could just, you know, step our game up on certain situations, or the way we talk, or whatever, different topics that you want us to touch on, just give us some kind of insight, you know.
Yeah.
We're open to criticism. Don't worry about it. We've heard it all.
Yeah, we've heard it all. You know, we're open to doing this, and, you know, it's much easier for me and this guy to actually present you with shit like this, because it's so easy on where technology is at this point. You know, as soon as, you know, this is basically gonna be every week thing, and if it doesn't happen every week, at least, you know, I'll be streaming, just to give you a little taste of what's to come next week. You know, stay tuned, because we're gonna be talking about E3 predictions. We're gonna talk about the Division from, you know, we got Rainbow Six. There's still a lot of shit we haven't spoke about, but come next week, you know, I'm trying to make this every Thursday tradition, because, you know, we all know the kings of podcasts for this generation was Podcast Beyond. Greg Miller and Colin Moriarty set it in stone that, you know, everybody listened to them. You know what I mean? I was part of that group that was following them, and I loved what they did. And just the fact that it's no longer there because they're taking a different approach on podcasting, Thursdays hasn't been the same for me. Thursday has not been the same for me. So if I can be that Thursday guy, and Drama Center could be that Thursday guy, then that's what we want to be. We want to be those guys that you look forward to hearing what we have to say every Thursday. You know what I mean? Because we, you know, what's his name? The guy from One Up, Lee. What's his name? The other podcast dude that I always used to listen to. I forgot his name, but anyway, he's very important. He was the OG, the Jay-Z of podcasting. Garnet Lee. There you go. Garnet Lee. You know, I don't even know what he's doing anymore. And I used to love listening to him, because they always used to keep it 100. And it's like, they're no longer around. So it's like, we want to be those guys that you listen to week in, week out. And it's definitely easy for us to do this because look, we have the easiest setup. Yeah, this is gay. What you're seeing is like a frozen screen, but think of it as a fucking wallpaper and just us talking over it.
Exactly.
You know,
somehow, some way, I guess we could fix that.
I mean, I could fix it.
In the future?
I could fix it because I could just strip down the video. You know, well, we'll talk about that after, you know, we end this podcast. But, you know, next week, stay tuned. More E3 predictions coming up. You know, as we get closer to E3, that only means more information is going to roll out. You know, stay in tune with us. Follow us on YouTube, Warzone Gamer TV. Subscribe. Do all the good stuff. We're not here for money. We do this shit because we love this shit. You know, and the more people that listen to it, they'll know that we're here. Basically, because we love this shit. We love gaming, you know, and we're gonna continue to go forward with this. Anything else you want to give in, drama?
That's about it. I mean, just prepare, because there's a storm coming.
There's a storm coming, and hopefully, come E3, we could stream something. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk about it.
Just want to add, you know, just does feel good to be back.
It does.
We've been in talks about this for like the last probably year. You know, trying to make a comeback.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know you try the videos and try to keep the YouTube page as active as you could.
Yeah.
And we're here. This is it. I mean, this was our calling. We just decided to do it today, and it's just wow. You know, this
feels
is all
good.
one take.
Yeah.
This is no editing. It's all one take.
One take.
So
yeah.
it's like 1:30 in the morning already. So it's just. This is as real can get.
And it actually, and this shit actually ran longer than we were supposed to make it happen because this thing was supposed to only be an hour long, and it just shows you how deep in our thoughts and, you know, the passion. Like I said, that all comes from your passion, because if it was something that was scripted, this shit could have been done in half an hour. But the fact that we got so into talking about the shit, like, it shows you that we actually love doing what we do. But you know, like I said, every week we're hopefully we could chop it a little shorter than this, because of course nobody's trying to be listening to two dudes all day. But you know, hopefully we'll leave it at the half an hour, 45-minute range for the next video. Well, vlogcast.
Yeah, we promise it's not going to be this long. We're just too... Right now, we're just too excited. That's
excited, yeah, exactly. Hell yeah.
We have so much to say and all that stuff, but yeah, trust us, we're going to try to bring it down as far as, like you said, 30 to 45 minutes max.
But it definitely feels good to be back. You know, I'm you know, disappointed that I left you guys for so long, but just know I'm back. We're back. You know what I'm saying? It was hard. As a matter of fact, we tried to do this shit before the holiday last year, because remember, I was working hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was another reason why I was very busy. Very busy. I didn't even have enough time to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So that tells you more or less how busy we were. But, you know, our schedules are a lot better now, and, you know, we continue to keep doing what we do best. You know?
Like I said, I'm just loving this. This is cool and everything.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, just right now, you said we had three viewers.
Yeah.
People listening to us right now.
3 people actually listen to us right now.
I love you guys.
Oh yeah, the fact you stood up.
Stay for the ride. Tell your friends about us. You know, just spread the word and everything.
Oh yeah.
You know, we're not doing this for money. We're not doing this for the fame or anything. We're just doing this because this is what we do. You know, this is something fun that we like to do, and we just want us. We want our voice to be heard. There's so many predictions that we did, and they just came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, literally. As a matter of fact,
you knew a lot. You knew a lot, man.
Yo, remember the price spike in Xbox Live? I predicted that shit. What, 2-3 years before this shit even happened? Remember that they raised up the price on Xbox Live? But I did exaggerate. I said $100. But still, I still predicted that they were gonna do a price hike. That they were gonna have a, you know, a price difference, that they're gonna make it more expensive. But that's here, there, whatever. But again, I know you can hear the cops in the background. So embarrassing. You know, to the 3 viewers, thank you for sticking around for as long as you did. Subscribe to the Twitch channel. And if you guys don't know the Twitch channel, of course you gotta know the Twitch channel because you're watching it. But subscribe twitch.tv/WarzoneGamerTV. That's Drama Center. You can follow him on Twitter. I think his thing is Drama Center, right? 929.
Yeah. Drama Center 929, and you can also add me on this PlayStation on Drama Center 929.
Oh, even better.
We can play some Mortal Kombat.
He's open to give out ass whippings, and I'm open to giving out ass whippings on the PlayStation. If you want to play me some Battlefield, some Rescue, holla at me, Cameron. Which I gotta get that's one thing they need to fix. Let me change my motherfucking name. Anyway, Cameron, CAMRON. Add me on the PlayStation. Message me and let me know where you got this from, because if I just see a friend's request there, I won't add you because I don't know where the fuck you from. But let me know in messages. Oh, I heard your podcast, whatever. We'll play some Battlefield, and he'll kick your ass in some Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. Hopefully next Thursday we'll be on a lot earlier. I know there'll probably be a better audience because it'll be closer during the afternoon, day through there, whatever. But hopefully we get some established a little earlier. If not, I guess it's the late nights. Oh yeah.
We'll make it work.
Oh yeah. But this has been episode 1 of something that could turn into something special. Warzone Gamer Vlogcast. And we will see you guys next week. Have a good night and enjoy your gaming.
Peace.